Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the LTL podcast. It's October 26, 2023, and we are living in crazy times. We're here to get together today for a hearing in the Bryan Kohberger case, and the last 24 hours has just been crazy, and I don't mean to shake anybody up more than we already are at this moment, as we were covering the active shooter in Lewiston, Maine last night. But let me just bring this up right now. Currently, there is a lockdown order of another active shooter at a Joint Base McGuire Dix Lakehurst. I want to just bring this up. Joint Base McGuire Dix Lakehurst officials have ordered personnel to take cover at the base because of an active shooter. This was posted at 3:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Joint Base McGuire, a lockdown has been ordered at Joint Base McGuire Lakehurst due to an active shooter. The alert from base officials said that all personnel are ordered to take cover and mentioned building 52331. Here's the tweet. Lockdown, active shooter reported on JBMDL building. All personnel are to lock down until further notice. All personnel outdoors should take cover. I'm going to go to Twitter here really quick. It is breaking on Twitter at this very moment. Active shooter reported at Joint Base McGuire base is on full lockdown. Currently, multiple authorities are responding to reports of an active shooter at Joint Base McGuire in Dix Lakehurst, New Jersey. This base is currently on full lockdown, as confirmed by an official Facebook alert issued by Joint Base McGuire stating lockdown. Active shooter reported on JBMDL building 5231. All personnel are to take further lockdown and take cover. All personnel outdoors should take cover. The situation is developing. So it is breaking on Twitter. A lot of people are asking, what is the same? Could this be the guy from yesterday? We don't know. We really don't know. Let me go out and see if we have any other reports. It is breaking. It is live. It's on ABC News right now. This is a confirmed story of an active shooter. We thought this possibly could be a drill. It is not. This is an active situation for an active shooter. I need a moment here. Sorry, I need a moment here. Sometimes this stuff gets to you. Just give me a second here. So CBS News confirms active shooter reported at New Jersey's Joint Base McGuire Dix Lakehurst. This is at 3:36 p.m. CBS New York. Reports of active shooter has forced a lockdown at Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst. Please stay with CBS New York, CBS and CBS.com for more developing in the story. It's all we know at this point. My friends, I'm sorry to go live with this news. This afternoon, I'm trying to be professional here. But we are in sad times right now. Just give me a moment, please. Nothing has hit YouTube yet. We're still waiting. Let me go back out here and see if I have any type of report. Again, it's supposed to be a day in the Bryan Kohberger case, and unfortunately, there is it's just news like this breaking. Okay, we have an update. We have an update. Of course, a fucking ad. KATU2 ABC is saying all clear given at New Jersey military base. Joint Base McGuire-Dix, all clear has been given at large military base in central New Jersey after some tense moments Thursday afternoon. There had been a report of an active shooter, has been reported at the Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst just before 3 p.m. Thursday. Authorities posted on social media that building 5321 was on lockdown and all personnel outdoors should take cover. Luckily, there was no threat and the lockdown has been canceled. The base is home to airmen, soldiers, sailors, Marines, Coast Guardmen, and civilians and families. Okay, I will continue to follow this story. Looks like right now that everything is all clear, but I will wait for other reports to confirm that, of course. Let's pray for everybody at that base. Let's pray for everybody in Maine. We're going through rough times right now. Okay, let's do this here. What I want to do is get into a video here from Law and Crime Network to kind of explain what we'll be seeing and hearing in about 6 minutes. We're probably not going to have the live video inside the courtroom because there's no courtroom video allowed. But what we will do is I will go to Brian Enton's live feed. I'm sure he'll be tweeting and we'll be able to get updates via his live feed. But let's play this here.
Mr. Kohberger, do you understand the charge in count 1? Yes.
A hearing in Bryan Kohberger's case this week is shrouded in secrecy as his legal team asks the judge to throw out the indictment, charging him with the murders of 4 University of Idaho students.
I would say this is more than, a really big hill for them to climb. This is like Mount Everest they're trying to climb here.
Thanks for joining us here on Law and Crime. I'm Anjanette Levy. Bryan Kohberger's lawyers have filed 2 motions asking Judge John Judge to either dismiss the indictment against him or to send the case back to a lower court for a preliminary hearing. In a preliminary hearing, a prosecutor calls witnesses, think detectives or crime lab analysts or even eyewitnesses, to show a judge there's probable cause that a defendant committed a crime. Defense attorneys like preliminary hearings because they get to cross-examine witnesses before trial.
Okay, real quick, I just want to read this update from Brian Enton. 30 minutes ago, deputies outside Kohberger hearing says judge is considered banning cell phones and laptops from the courtroom. So if I go quiet on Twitter, that's why. Hearing starts at 1 p.m. local time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Damn. I want to try to get live tweets. So if there's nothing to report, I'm going to probably pull this stream and then we'll fire it back up later. Once we get video, once we'll be able to hear the tweets and see the tweets. So we may have to lay low for a little while. I do have some other streams planned. Obviously, we'll go to the situation in Maine. That is big. If you've just joined my live, there was an active shooter situation called out at a military base in New Jersey. That has been clear. That has been clear. We'll continue to play this here.
And sometimes they learn information that can help the defense. That didn't happen in this case. Instead, the Latah County prosecutor chose to present the case to a grand jury, which is done behind closed doors without Kohberger or his lawyer present.
I knew from the get-go that this was almost assuredly going to be a case that was brought before the grand jury.
Edwina Elcox is a criminal defense attorney in Idaho who's following Kohberger's case. She explained why it wasn't surprising that a grand jury was impaneled.
You have a large amount of media speculation and public speculation about the case. You have the victims, families, and also the other roommates that were there and other potential witnesses in the case. And so I think to protect the integrity of the proceeding, the grand jury was almost assuredly the route the prosecution was going to take. Now, absolutely, do I understand why the defense would have preferred the preliminary hearing route, right? You get a shot, you get the first shot at the state's witnesses and the evidence, and the state doesn't get to solely control that narrative. But I do not think that it is surprising at all that the prosecution elected to utilize the grand jury.
Kohberger claims the grand jury was biased and that the grand jury heard inadmissible evidence. Kohberger also claims the indictment should be dismissed or he should get a preliminary hearing because of prosecutorial misconduct.
I think if there's any area where there would be a solid or a theoretical solid challenge, it would be the impaneling of the grand jury, right? We have a very, very small community, a small county. And so obviously when you have a case of this magnitude with not only national attention, international attention, it would be very, very hard to seat a jury locally that had no preconceived notions or frankly hadn't heard about the case at all.
Kohberger did not enter a plea at his arraignment in May.
Your Honor, we will be standing silent.
Because Mr. Kohberger is standing silent, I'm going to enter.
JLR is also reporting 17 minutes ago, judge considered banning cell phones and laptops from Bryan Kohberger hearing. So that's about the latest right now. We'll keep playing this video here.
Not guilty pleas on each charge.
Kohberger's attorney, Ann Taylor, said he stood silent to preserve his right to challenge the indictment. But the information the defense is using to support their claims is sealed. A hearing on that motion is closed to the public this Thursday, an incredibly rare occurrence in a criminal case. So what could possibly happen at that hearing?
I would imagine that there is going to be evidence presented, whether that is through documentary evidence, witnesses, and live testimony, right? But when you have a motion of this nature, it's not something that the defense can just theorize about, right? And to make this argument and to ask the court to make the ruling to ultimately dismiss the indictment in this case, it can't be theoreticals and it can't be hypotheticals. I would imagine that the defense has to have some real concrete evidence to show this is what happened, Judge, or these series of things are what happened. And this is why this indictment cannot stand. I mean, this in my mind is not a case or not, this motion is not a situation where it can just be legal theory and argument. You're going to have to present to the judge some absolute concrete evidence, testimony, and otherwise to convince the judge there is something that occurred that warrants the dismissal that the defense is seeking in this case.
Police have cited circumstantial evidence, such as touch DNA and cell phone records, in making the case that Kohberger murdered students Kaylee Gonsalves, Maddie Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xander Kernodle nearly 1 year ago. Kohberger's second motion to dismiss the indictment claims prosecutors did not present enough evidence to grand jurors. They cite the Idaho Constitution that says the grand jury ought to find an indictment when all the evidence before them, taken together, if unexplained or uncontradicted, would, in their judgment, warrant a conviction by a trial jury. That's different from the probable cause standard currently used. Idaho attorney Tara Malik on that argument.
What the defense has been arguing here is that the same standard that's used at trial to convict someone, so beyond a reasonable doubt, should be used at the grand jury stage as well. Both in a preliminary hearing route, had the state gone that way, or in the grand jury proceeding, the standard has been under modern jurisprudence, this probable cause, more likely than not, 51% standard that a crime was committed and this individual is the one that committed the crime. And so for the defense to come in and argue now that we should throw all of that out, all of these courts who've interpreted this statute as it comes to the standard of proof are wrong, and we need to go back to, or we need to go to this high beyond a reasonable doubt burden, is not a novel argument, but one that has been pretty soundly rejected by the courts.
Is this a case of the defense literally doing everything they can to challenge this case? Because, I mean, maybe the legislature needs to go back, or the voters of the state need to go back and amend this part of the Idaho Constitution. But it just seems to me this is not going to be an argument that flies, although I give them points for creativity.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defense is in a really tough spot with this case. What we know so far, and admittedly, we haven't seen everything. We're not privy to the discovery that's gone back and forth between the state and the defense team here. But what we've seen and what we know so far presents a pretty compelling picture and a pretty compelling theory of the case.
Brian Enton has just tweeted, says hearing seems to be delayed, still waiting outside to be let in. Still waiting to be outside to be let in. Brian Enton reports, hearing seems to be delayed, still waiting outside to be let in. Okay, we'll keep playing through this, and then we'll get to the active Twitter feed here in a second.
Case that the state has here against Bryan Kohberger.
I hope they allow.
And so I'm
phones
sure that the
and
defense
computers.
is looking at every route and really holding the state to its standard of proof, as well as making sure that the state has followed all the rules that it needs to follow. But I would say this is more than, a really big hill for them to climb. This is like Mount Everest they're trying to climb here with this legal argument.
Bryan Kohberger remains in the Latah County Jail, where he's held without bail. Law and Crime will bring you the public portion of Thursday's motion hearing on our YouTube channel, so stay tuned. For Law and Crime.
Yeah, I think the hearing this morning probably went really long. Diana pointed that out. I think it probably did. And maybe he's making some judge making some last minute decisions on who's going to let what he's going to allow to go in. Let's go to Brian Enton's feed. I like watching him, and obviously, it's a more favorable feed. So let me just update here. Still a minute ago was the last tweet. It says hearing still seems to be delayed. You can see here on Twitter right now, Maine, Lewiston, and Robert Carr is still trending on Twitter at this moment. So we'll wait here, see if we have any updates. If worse comes to worse, I think what we'll do is probably end this. And later on, when the video starts getting released, I'll plan to do a recap tonight. We can watch the in-court video, because I know that's what everybody's looking for. Of course, that's what I want to see as well. But we'll see what Brian has as far as his reporting. And unfortunately, this is just what happens when there's closed proceedings. and there's no cameras allowed in the courtroom. We have to take to Twitter, and thankfully that these journalists are there and they can provide us with the news inside the courtroom. Oh, by the way, while we're sitting here, I just want to point this out. Here's the deal. Massachusetts has become a new member. We have Bella using her 2-month membership saying prayers for peace. And then I want to just thank Carrie H. Upgraded her membership this morning, I'm sorry, to the highest level membership here on LTL. And I do appreciate Carrie so much for doing that. Major support here on the channel. And thank you, Carrie. I appreciate you. So she is top dog. She's top dog. She's the top moderator. All right, let's refresh, see if we have any tweets from Bryan. Still 3 minutes ago. Hearing seems to be delayed, still waiting outside the courtroom to be let in. That's the last tweet that we saw. Oh, man, I hope he can tweet. I hope he can tweet. I hope he can tweet. That's what we want. I'm going to tell you right now, my honest opinion is that the indictment is not going to be dismissed today. I just think that there's too much evidence on the table that is pointing in the direction, and it doesn't look good for Bryan Kohberger. I've stood with that. I stand with that. I would be in shock today if Judge walked in there and said, case dismissed. I'm already going to tell you right now, the state would just re-indict and we would go back to the preliminary hearing. Essentially, that's what the prosecution is. Well, the prosecution is wanting Bryan Kohberger to obviously walk. I mean, not the prosecution, the defense. The defense, Bryan Kohberger's team, is wanting Bryan Kohberger to walk. Obviously, that's the best case scenario for them. But if this gets dismissed today, obviously the state will just file for re-indictment. They have enough evidence to re-indict. And grand jury would look at it again. It would be re-indicted. And then essentially we would head back into the proceedings of preliminary hearing. Well, what would be the point of that? Well, it would give the defense a leg up. They would be able to see a lot more. They'd be able to formulate their defense, just like Bill Thompson said, this kind of quote unquote fishing expedition. And, we kind of settled a lot of things last night too, where we still hear, and I still see in comments online on my videos, people talking about that the state is hiding everything. I mean, I played a clip last night that says on the record, Ann Taylor on the record is saying that she does not believe that the prosecution is hiding anything. It's not hiding anything. Just give me a second here. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to refresh the Twitter feed, see what we got. Thank you for the messages I just got. I appreciate it. Do we have a new tweet? 5 minutes ago. Still waiting. Oh, boy. I wonder if they shut it down. I wonder if they shut it down. Let me see if anybody else is tweeting. See if we have a more updated Twitter. The Twitter. Or X, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter. All right, let's see. Any news? Last from JLR saying judge consider banning cell phones and laptops from Bryan Kohberger hearing. Not really much. Not really much to update here. 7 minutes ago. Let's see. Longest line. Oh, wow. We have a line. Another reporter there. I'm going to show that to y'all. Hang on. Another line. This is the line inside the court. Says longest line to get into Latah County courtroom for a hearing in the Moscow murders case I've seen in quite some time. Today's hearing, defendant Bryan Kohberger's defense team filing a motion to dismiss the grand jury indictment. That's from Guy Tenenbaum, and I've followed him on the Twitter. I do want to let everybody know that LTL will have some breaking news soon. And it's particularly on one of the cases that we've been following here. I was working on that. Literally, my afternoon was chopped liver. I went for my appointment. I went and visited with my mom for a little while. And then I literally tried to come home and prepare for 2 hours. And within that 2 hour span, I had tons of breaking news coming at me. Insane amount of breaking news. I'm juggling 3 cases right now. We're juggling Chelsea Grimm. We're juggling Bryan Kohberger. And we're juggling Robert Card. All I started getting information with it. I literally messaged Carrie. I said, I'm so overwhelmed right now. I'm not even prepared for the stream. And then I got in my center and my calmness, and I slowed myself down, and it ultimately ended up working out. But I will have some breaking news soon on one of the cases that we've been covering. And I think it's going to be very interesting. So nothing here from Brian Enton. This could possibly mean that electronic devices have been, shut down inside the courtroom. Maybe Judge made that decision. We'll hang out here for a little bit and see what we got. Yeah, last tweet from Brian was 8 minutes ago. Still trending on X or Twitter. Maine. Satan is now trending. New York Police Department and hashtag stock market crash. Oh no. Is my portfolio going to take a hit today? If you just came into the stream and you're late, we had another scare about 30 minutes ago of another possible active shooter on a military base in New Jersey. It was a very emotional moment here. And the fortunate thing is that is all clear. It is all clear in New Jersey on that military base. It's one good thing we got here, because we didn't need another one of those. All right, let me refresh the feed. Let's see what Brian has to say. Anything from Brian. 9 minutes ago was his last tweet. So I am guessing, and I'm going to take a guess here, folks, that electronic devices most likely got banned from the courtroom. Let's see what else is trending. Is Kohberger trending? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. We'll go back to Brian. We'll refresh. 10 minutes ago, Brian Enton's last tweet. I want to welcome everybody in this afternoon to LTL Podcast. I appreciate you all being here this evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are in the world. I haven't done this in a while. Where's everybody from? Type it in the chat. Let's see. Let's see. Where is everybody from? Let me know where you're from. Type it in the chat. Let's see where everybody's from this afternoon. We got Cali, Canada, Birmingham, Alabama. New Jersey, Minneapolis, Scotland in the house. Good to see you. Nashville. Lowell, Mass, checking in. Hello, Lowell. My neighbor. Tennessee, Pennsylvania, upstate New York, Scotland, checking in. Nice to see you. Southern Illinois, Indiana, Texas, Ohio. Do we have any Idaho people here? Canton, Mass, hanging out. My neighbor, Michigan, North Carolina, Milwaukee. I love seeing it. Washington State. In Alaska. Wow. Cleveland, Ohio. Let me refresh here while you're chatting, letting me know where everybody's from. I'm going to probably say that electronic devices have been banned inside the courtroom. That's a shame. But we will get the feed later. Mount Vernon, Washington, Mexico. Boston, Massachusetts. Nice to see you. New York City. Melbourne, Australia. What time is it in Melbourne? Is it night or daytime? Yes, the global LTL family. We love it. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. We're going to update here. Brian Enton reports. Nothing new. Nothing new. I'm probably going to say that electronic devices were banned inside the courtroom today. If I shut this down, I have something else that I'll be working on. 7 a.m. here in Australia. Wow. Oh, Bryan Kohberger is now trending on Twitter. All right, let's see what we have for the hashtags. Members of the public in Latah County Courthouse. This was 10 minutes ago. You can see that here. Publicly buzzed. T-Rev tweeting. Court TV. The docket on it. Brian Enton outside the courthouse. Closed hearing at 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., open hearing. Still nothing to report. Lawyer, no, just checking in. Let's hear what he has to say.
Right to a speedy trial. That trial will no longer be going forward on October 2nd, which seemed impossible this entire time. However, the defense team has not abandoned the argument that the state has delayed this case and it has prejudiced the defendant. Allegedly, they are going forward on a motion to strike the death penalty, saying that the state has forced Bryan Kohberger to choose between having effective assistance of counsel and having a speedy trial. But he could not have both once they put the death penalty on the table. And all those deadlines we saw in the scheduling order are null and void at this point. The discovery cutoff will not be just in a couple weeks. We won't see a witness list. We won't see an exhibit list. We won't have all the expert discovery or the mitigation
Still
issues
ongoing.
with sentencing.
Thank you.
But it does seem like some of the hearings on some of the motions will still go forward as planned. I'm going to do a deep dive in this and watch this hearing together tomorrow on a live on YouTube. So make sure you're there, but let me know what you think in the comments. Are you surprised? Do you think this was the right move by Kohberger and his defense team? What's up, everybody?
All right, let's go back to Brian Enton. We'll refresh. 15 minutes ago, still nothing from Brian. But Rogue is reporting. Update, the public portion of Bryan Kohberger's grand jury indictment dismissal hearing is delayed because the morning session is still ongoing. Again, thank you for that update. She's on top of it. Hello, Allison. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. What was that? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That Jim Carrey movie. If I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Truman Show, right? Great movie. One of his best. Paula, have a good day. I don't know, my friends. I think this is going to be a while. You know, maybe we'll hang here a little bit longer and we'll shut this down and just come back tonight and do a show when we have all the video. And if you can't watch live, then obviously you can catch it back on replay because I think everybody's kind of in the same situation. Looks like a leak in the plant. Yep. But we'll hang here a little bit longer. Maybe we'll give it about 10 minutes more. If that doesn't work out, then we'll just come back tonight. We'll do our Bryan Kohberger coverage. And then obviously we'll go back to the situation in Maine. Thank you, Rehab. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. New name in the chat. New name in the chat. Says, oh my God, guys, he's trying to get rid of the death penalty, and that's would be so frustrating to me. Of course. I hate moments like this too. We just have to wait. We just have to wait. Is all we can do. Last tweet from Bryan. Again, hearing still seems to be delayed. Still watching waiting outside to be let in. They do. They do move slow. They do move slow. All right, let me see if we have any update on YouTube. Anything for Bryan Kohberger? Nothing yet. Nothing new. Nothing yet. Nothing new. See, it's crazy. You know, you have that Maine, the situation in Maine, the Maine mass shooting that's really just overshadowed over this, you know. When I have free time, tell you about myself. Well, what would you like to know? I'm pretty open. I'm pretty open, maybe almost too open sometimes. What would you like to know? Ask me a question and we can go from there. Yeah, me too. We'll hear about it though. We may get video or audio. We'll hear about it. And I get it. You know, people aren't going to hang out. We lost about 40 people about 5 minutes ago. Boxers or briefs, you weirdos. Throw some questions. Throw some questions. I am not an only child. I am not an only child. I have a sister that is a half sister. And I have a half sister. And I lost my my half brother in 2011. I have a pet. Yes. Last tweet, Brian Enton. He does not live with me. He lives with my mom. I do have my cat. I just actually was visiting with my mom and my cat. I don't know how good you can see it, but yeah, it's not fun. What got you interested in true crime? Good question. Well, I'll show you what got me interested in true crime. Huh, that's weird. Wow. What's the chances of that? Wow. That's intense. Oh boy, you always know you're looking over me, aren't you, pal? So I have a fake lantern that sits up on my sign here, and this just got literally thrown on the floor when you were asked about that question. So it could be one of two people. This is what got me interested in true crime. My best friend was murdered in 1994. If you are interested in watching that stream, I appreciate if you would. And what I did was I archived everything through newspaper clippings that I had and kind of tell my friend Tony Cardozo's story. And this was back in March of 2023. My channel was still very, very new. I mean, at the time we had 2,200 subscribers. So if you want to hear my story, you want to hear that story, please click on that link and you can watch that. But that's what got me interested in true crime. And I've always kind of followed along with, you know, Knight Rider and Magnum PI. I was always into those detective shows. I always liked that stuff as a kid, and I wanted to be a cop. Okay, Bryan Enton reporting. Deputy says judge will allow cell phones and laptops today, but encourages everyone to follow the rules. No recording allowed. So we have an update. So we will wait here for the live tweets from Bryan Enton. Yeah, you know, that's really strange how that fell off. That was when I've talked about my brother before, I've had things like that happen, or it could be my best friend. Someone's looking over me. I always have a picture of us together. A Polaroid. Remember Polaroids? That's us. That's right there. Very strange. So we'll wait. We'll stay with Bryan Enton's reporting. I'm monitoring the situation in Maine. Does it look like much has changed there? I do have some exciting updates in a case that I'm covering, so I cannot talk about that yet, but it is going to be some big news soon, and hopefully we can make that happen. That's crazy, Mike. Oof, everything's falling apart. My whole studio's falling apart. Okay. I just feel weird streaming during the day. I need to get better blackout curtains. All right, let me see if Bryan's updated. Nothing yet. So that means that Bryan must have just been in the courtroom talking to the deputy that let him in. Bryan Kohberger is trending on Twitter. Hashtag Bryan Kohberger. And we'll wait. Sometimes we gotta wait. Sometimes we gotta wait. All right, nothing new from Bryan yet. I do not hunt, but I'm not opposed to it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting updated on some things here going on behind the scenes. Let's see. Justice, yes. Tick, 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 tick. All right. So the last tweet we had from Bryan Enton. Deputy says judge will allow cell phones and laptops today, but encourages everyone to follow the rules. Let me see if JLR is tweeting, because I know he is there today. Nothing new from JLR. Did he go today? Does anybody know if he's there? Did he actually go? I do not watch any TV. I don't have time. I literally don't have time to watch TV. Still nothing. Oh, so he didn't go. He's in Florida today. He's going to go to Maine. Okay. I was literally just talking to one of my moderators and I said, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I have Saturday off. If I didn't have to work tomorrow, I probably would have left this morning and went to Maine because I'm only about 2.5 hours, 3 hours from where Lewiston is. I probably would have went there. But I have to work tomorrow. What I'm going to see about Saturday, maybe I leave Friday night if this guy's not caught and try to get in there on Friday night. I haven't made up my mind yet. So I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm in and around the Boston area. I'm pretty open about that. Okay, nothing new here from Brian Enton. Yeah, it's crazy. We're looking at the Brian Enton tweets. It's on the screen. Oh, and I just got limited. Why? Why are they? I haven't even done anything. It's okay. We'll just request the review and get it back. Silly. All those people that don't like me. So Rogue has an update. They're letting the public in now. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to try to get some of those. Eventually, my plan is to have my own studio at some time. Update. They're letting public in now. Nothing from Brian Enton yet. We'll still... Spray paint works too. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe we need some spray paint. Maybe we need some spray paint. We got a $9.99 that comes in from Alice. Alice, thank you so much. She says, I love LTL podcast. Lost my little brother this past March. I'm so sorry for your loss. And we're happy that you're here. Yeah, Bella, I'm sorry. I heard your mom was sick. I couldn't confirm or not. I'm so sorry to hear that. And we want to send some well wishes to you. So let's see some pink hearts in the chat room in support for Bella. She's always here. She juggles her life and works and has a baby, from what I understand. I don't know much about her life, but what she shares in the chat room. But let's do this. Let's give some support to Bella. Let's throw some pink hearts up there for her. Coke or Pepsi? Coke, please. I was not in the military, but I have an extensive military history in my family. I will share this. 8 of my great uncles all went into World War II at the same time and all made it back alive. My family holds the military record for the most enlisted family members in the military at the same time. How do you get your head so straight? What are you talking about? Love those pink hearts. That's for you, Bella. All right, let's do an update here and see if we have anything from Brian Enton. Okay, Brian Enton reports. I'm in the courtroom now. Bryan Kohberger just walked in. Hearing should be starting soon. Excellent. My cat is not a tuxedo. It's a Siamese and a ragdoll mix. If you want an attitude, you can go hang out with that cat because he has a little bit of a spunk. Do I drink much soda? I will send you a ski. I don't drink much soda, but I do enjoy a Diet Coke every once in a while. I did have one this afternoon, and it was tasty. Paris Hilton or Dylan Mulvaney? Paris Hilton, 100%. I did have a tuxedo cat. He passed away last July, 2 Julys ago. Brian Enton reporting. Kohberger judge says morning hearing was sealed because they were dealing with a procedure of the grand jury, and there were a lot of details. Grand jury proceedings are secret, so it had to be sealed, he said. Okay. We should start getting some tweets rolling along now. And again, tonight, what we will do, once this concludes, we will come back tonight. Hopefully, there will be video, and we'll be able to watch the court proceeding later tonight when we do a recap. So right now, we'll just kind of hang out. We are at the mercy of Twitter because we are not allowed to be in the courtroom or have any video in the courtroom, of course. So I appreciate everybody being here. I'm a booty guy all the way. But booty, booty, booty. So, of course, we have to... this is all we got. It's all we got right now. So Twitter or X. I still call it Twitter. I didn't see enough pink hearts there. We need some more pink hearts for Bella. I want to see those pink hearts. Throw them up. Throw those pink hearts up. All right, thank you. Some healing hearts for Bella. Okay, 5 seconds ago, Kohberger judge says he will not ban cameras in the courtroom, says instead he will take more control of cameras. Okay, I love that. I love that. Cameras in the courtroom. Cameras will be in the courtroom. I'm sure it's probably going to be a fixed camera, but we are going to get cameras in the courtroom. Excellent. Oh, I like that. I never heard that. Do we call them tweets or excerpts? That's pretty good. We are getting cameras in the courtroom. Cameras will be in the courtroom. That is a win. That is a win for all of us. That is a win for the defense. I mean, I'm sorry, the state or just everybody in general, the defense, the state. It's all there on record. We can see it. It'll be public. We can see the video. I'm sure it's probably going to be a fixed camera. That is my assumption. Cameras in the courtroom. Bella says that's good. Cams in the court. Yes. Cams in the court will be allowed. I'm tired of it. It's over. We've discussed it. It's on the record. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Still an ongoing situation in Lewiston. I just want to give everybody an update on that. It's not going to get dismissed. I'm going to tell you. Slurpee or icy. Slurpee all the way. Slurpee all the way. Is that looks a little bit better for everybody. Excellent. That's a lot bigger. So Truth Exposed says, seriously, there's so much controversy around this case. They have to allow cameras so the pro-Kohberger people can eat crow with every witness called. You know, that's the thing. You know, the thing is that everybody has interjected so much into this case, so much falsehood, so much, bullshit around this case. And frankly, I've been kind of tired of covering it. That's why I haven't done many streams for Kohberger. I mean, I think there's a lot of channels out there that have just continuously done things for clicks, for views, thinking, they pull these audiences in and they think that, I think people just get duped, that they think they're going to get this piece of information or evidence that's going to break the case. It's not going to happen. Everything is there right in front of us. It's up to you to decide if you believe, did Bryan Kohberger do this, or did Bryan Kohberger not do this? You know, you can read the case file, you can look through it and connect all the dots. If you believe they connect, then you believe. If you don't, then you don't. I mean, I did a poll last night. 30% of the people that were in that chat last night still think that he didn't do it. And that's fine. That's their prerogative to think that way. That's their own thought. I lean in the direction that he did. But I like the fact that this is all going to be, you know, all out in the public. We can see it. And we need to see it. We need transparency in this. It's extremely exhausting. You know, all these people, you know, I look at their thumbnails, part 9, looking back, part 12, looking back. What are you looking back at? There's nothing else to look back and go over. Oh my God. Did you see the way she moved when she was talking on camera? Did you see the way that Bryan came into the courtroom? Let's look over that for 3 hours. He stepped in with his left foot, not his right. He must be signaling to somebody. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's stupid and it's crazy. There's nothing else that you're going to be able to solve in this case. It's in the hands of the law now. It's in the hands of the court. You know, it's just these people, they just keep going over and beating this horse, beating it. Hit the drum. And I see it too. They'll do like one stream on Chelsea Grim, and they didn't get those views. They didn't get the hit that they wanted. And then the next night they come back and it's boom, it's Bryan Kohberger. And then it might be, you know, I don't know. There's so many active cases right now. Could be one on the Maine mass shooter. They do a stream. They might not get all those hits. The next one, it's got to be a Bryan Kohberger stream. We got to bring everybody back around. No, there's nothing more in this case. There's nothing more. All right, let's refresh here. 5 minutes ago was the last tweet from Brian Enton. So we'll wait. You know, it's funny. I was going to take my air conditioner out today. It got up to 80 degrees here, and it's hot in my room. I'm like, there's no way that I'm taking the air conditioner out. Okay. 6 seconds ago, Brian Enton reports Kohberger defense making argument now to throw out the grand jury indictment. Okay, we're into the thick of it now. We're into the thick of it. Here we go. All right, let's put a poll up. I want to see everybody. I want to see what everybody says. Do you All right, here we go. Poll is coming. The poll is coming. The poll is coming. I literally just said the poll is coming. Oh my God. And I just went in incognito mode. How the hell do I get out of that? Close incognito. The poll is coming. All right, I got it. All right, poll at the top. Poll at the top. The poll is coming. Okay, poll at the top. Do you think the indictment will get dismissed today? There are people that think the poll is coming and the indictment's going to get dismissed. The poll at the top. Poll at the top. That's what she said. All right. Clicks like because I forgot. My bad. Thank you. We're almost at 100. If we can get to 100. We're at 93 right now. If we can get this to 100, it'd be great. We'll push this out into the old evil algorithm. All right, right now, currently the poll is at, do you think the indictment will get dismissed today? 15% of you in the chat room, 19% say yes. 81% say no. I will be shocked if this indictment gets dismissed today. I will be shocked. I will run down the street naked. Jeez. All right, Carrie's announcing. I got memberships if we get to a hundo. Carrie has memberships. Rogue says she's just going to start sitting on the naughty stare now. I will run down the street naked if this indictment gets dismissed today. All right, we're still in the argument to throw out the indictment. All right, let's look at the poll. Oh my God, almost 25% of you think that the indictment is going to get dismissed today. 76% say no. We're at 104 likes. I love it. You know what's really cool? YouTube now put in a thing where you don't have to refresh the feed. It automatically updates as you're watching the stream. I love that. Where we used to have to refresh. We don't have to do that anymore. It auto-populates, and I just saw 108 just hit. Thank you all. We got over 100 likes. Thank you. Smash that like button. So Truth says, the reason I'm pissed at the pro Kohberger crew is because they started saying Dylan and Bethany had some part of it in some kind of way. That was some tacky shit to do for clicks, views, and likes. I 100% agree with you. That's why I did not go there. We talked about it. We said it could be a possibility in my stream, but I didn't go out there and start saying all this click and stuff. And I truly don't believe that they had anything involved with this. This cover up, this cover up, covering things up, wiping things up. We talked about it before. We said it could have been a possibility, but I never ran with that narrative. We're actively following it. We're actively following it, Amber. So court started about 20 minutes ago. Right now, the defense is arguing to dismiss the grand jury. You can see that here on the screen. Brian Enton. Carrie, thank you so much for the 5. Welcome new members. Okay, I'm going to refresh this. Still, Kohberger defense team making argument throughout the grand jury indictment. This may be a little bit. Carrie with the 5. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, let's refresh, see what we have. Still, 5 minutes ago, Kohberger's defense team. He says defense. Defense making an argument. All right, I'm gonna repost these through my. Let's keep updated on mine as well. Defense. That's great. All right, we'll wait. And then tonight, what we'll do is hopefully when we get the video, we'll be able to play that tonight in the recap. We watch the full video. We'll be able to see everything. And hopefully, what do you all think? Do you think the audio is going to be fixed today, or is it going to be as dumpy as it's been? If you're just coming in, please make sure to smash that like button. It helps get this out into the evil algorithm. That damn evil algorithm. Getting kind of hungry. I might have to get some food here in a minute. Okay, let's look up here. Do you think the indictment will get dismissed today? 22% say yes. 78% say no. Yeah, me too. The audio's been terrible. Not fix the audio, I think. We'll have to see. Is anybody... Listen, I appreciate everybody being here today. I understand that, there are some bigger channels out there that are pretty much doing the same thing that I'm doing here today. And I appreciate that you choose to be here with LTL and be part of this community and, push this little channel along, push this little channel along in the algorithm. It really means a lot to me that people will come in and watch these lives and take time out of your life to do this and hang out with us. So I really appreciate it. I mean, there are other creators out there that are doing the same thing I'm doing right now. So I appreciate you all being here. All right, still 7 minutes ago, Bryan Enton has not updated. It's a win for the Constitution and freedom, absolutely. Yeah, we'll crowdfund some we'll crowdfund a new sound system for the Idaho courts. I mean, I would think that it's so important they would take care of the audio issue. Oh, excuse me. Still no new updates. We'll wait here. Bryan Enton's reporting. So Bella saying they need a venue change. Seriously, the Latah County Courts is outdated and needs more room, better security for trial, more accommodations to fit a jury, press, family, and attorneys. Yeah, I believe. I do believe and I do agree. Rhode Island in the house. Nice to see you. My neighbor. 139 in here right now. If you can keep smashing that like button as you come in, I would appreciate it. That's the latest. We wait for Bryan Enton's update. Ah, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho in the house. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure this is probably making all of the news in your area. Heading home, looking forward to logging in from my personal account to get updates. Thank you, Rehab. Appreciate you being here. Drive safe home. So we got JD says, what makes it enjoyable for me? LTL podcast, I mean one. I like your delivery, and even if you may disagree with the point or just or at least not fully agree, I haven't made my mind up on BK. And two, I know you predicate. Thank you. Appreciate. Thank you. Yes, the pink hearts for Bella, for her mom to get well. We support her. Thank you. If you haven't dropped some pink hearts, let's do that for Bella. Let's give her some strength for her mom to get better. We appreciate the time that she takes away from her personal life to be here and hang out on LTL. All right, let's update. Still, 11 minutes ago, still seems like the defense is still arguing the grand jury indictment. That's okay. Yeah, appreciate us. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Flatter. Thank you. Hashtag pink hearts. Yes. So we got an update here. Princess says, per the Nerdy Act, police are breaching Robert Card's home. Wow. I'm monitoring the situation. I am monitoring the situation. Kohberger is already in the courtroom. Kohberger is already in the courtroom. It's been reported. It's been reported. He's in the courtroom. Right here. Thank you. Thank you for all those pink hearts. Pink hearts for Bella. Unfortunately, we're at the mercy, waiting. Okay, 46 seconds ago, defense is arguing grand jury was given the wrong instructions, but judge says it's the same instruction given to the grand juries for 100 years. Judge pushing back to the defense. Judge pushing back to the defense. I'll read it again. Defense is arguing grand jury was given the wrong instructions, but judge says it is the same instruction given to the grand juries for 100 years. It's not going to be dismissed. 100% is not going to be dismissed. I think that Judge feels that there is enough here to take this to trial. AZ says if they're breaching Card's home now, seems a little unlikely. There's after searching the entire Maine coast for him. I got some updates from AZ today. Said there's private small planes flying in and around that area, up on that waterway, looking for Card. So if you're just jumping into the chat, defense is arguing that the grand jury was given the wrong instructions, but Judge says it's the same instructions that have been given to juries for over 100 years. Bella, you're welcome. We wish you the best of health to you and your family. All right, we'll wait. I'm gonna start biting my nails here soon. This is so gripping, and this is the way that we have to do it right now, unfortunately. Just by the tweets, the Twitter, on the Twitter, the Twitterverse, the twits, right? The tweets and the twits, the tweets and the twits. That's us. The tweets and the twits. We're the twits, right? We got to come up. I used to call you my idiots, right? Remember we were idiots when I was opinionated idiot? Carrie H. using the 6 months. Thank you, Carrie. Says, Bella, prayers for your mama. Yes. Lots of prayers. Lots of prayers. Lots of prayers. All right. Nothing new. We'll wait. I'm going to be honest. I might have to heat some food up here in a minute. I'm getting really hungry. But we'll wait. Let me see. On the Twitter, I just got a notification. Okay, Court TV reporting. Defense is arguing for a beyond a reasonable doubt standard at the grand jury level. If you're in a position to put up an indictment as the prosecutor, you will bring your A game. Here is at least 6 grand juries wanted to hear more evidence until they were told the standard was probable cause. As noted, the judge put on the record that he is for not now banning cameras. Okay, I already talked about that. We'll stay with Bryan. It's a little bit more watered down for everybody. But thank you, Rogue. Cameras in the courtroom. It doesn't seem like the indictment's going to be dismissed today. I believe this hearing will push forward, and then we'll wait for the video to come out and recap later tonight. I appreciate everybody being here on LTL. Again, there's a lot of people that are streaming this afternoon, and I'm glad that you chose my platform to be here and do this. Large explosion heard as FBI breach home in Maine. Wow. Wow. They are reading names of the victims right now. So this guy probably booby-trapped his house, if that's true. Where are you getting that source, Tsunami? Where's that source coming from? Where is that coming from? Nerdy Addict? Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh, it is the day for news, isn't it? It is the day for news. All right, let's go to Nerdy Act. I'm going to find him on the Twitter. The Twitter. I do follow him, so. Okay, we have Michael Ruiz reporting. I'm just going to cut over to, yeah, it could be flashbangs. I'm going to cut over to this feed here because we're kind of juggling too. We have FBI outside. Robert Cards is happening now. Large law enforcement presence at a house in Bowling, Maine. Admit the manhunt for Robert Card. So we got some updates there. You can see here FBI in a processing vehicle, attack vehicle there. But we'll go back to Kohberger, and I will continue to monitor the situation in Maine. Let's do an update here and see if we have anything new from Bryan. Nothing new from Bryan as we stand right now. We'll kind of hang out. Okay, we'll still wait here. Nothing new from Brian Enton. We're still waiting. What a crazy time it's just crazy times we live in. Holy smokes. Oh. Yeah, I wonder if we get a trial date today too. I'm not sure. You know, maybe he just gets fed up with this and says, "Hey, here's the trial date." You know, maybe he does. Maybe he just says we're done. You know, it seems like he's getting kind of fed up with all this, slowing this trial down. That's just in my opinion. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree. So the poll question is, do you think the indictment will get dismissed today? 24 of you say yes. 24% say yes. 76% say no. It looks like right now it's not going to dismissed. The last response from Judge, when the defense is arguing grand jury was given the wrong instructions, but the judge says it's the same instructions given to the grand juries for 100 years. For 100 years. It's almost like he's taking a little poke at the defense because remember, they were bringing up case law from 100 years ago. Remember Remember when Ann Taylor was quoting case law from 100 years ago? It's almost like he's giving a little poke, right? Does that seem like he's giving a little poke? Maybe he is. Maybe he's getting fed up. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think you agree? Do you agree? Maybe it's a little poke back at Ann Taylor and her silly arguments of case law from 100 years ago. Maybe that's a little poke. New tweet. Let's update. Prosecution is now arguing why Kohberger's grand jury indictment should not be thrown out. There is nothing to see here. The Idaho Supreme Court has ruled on this issue. Right? Do you think maybe he's poking a little bit back at Ann Taylor, saying, hey, 100 years, just like Ann Taylor was quoting 100 years. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Maybe that's a little poke. Yep. Michelle agrees. I agree. He's getting a little poke in. Carrie thinks it's a poke. All right, we'll wait. Can't wait to see the video tonight. I'm going to have to get some food here in a second. I'm sorry. I may have to shut the camera off and eat, but I'll keep reporting. Kelly says, if Ann Taylor really believed this grand jury instructions, she would have had a case by now, and she'd argue this. She's throwing a Hail Mary pass. Absolutely. Video from the courtroom, Robin. That'll be released later, I'm sure. Cameras right now. I don't know. I believe they were allowed to record it. Usually just takes a few hours for the video to come out. Can someone confirm? I forget. So much going on in my life right now. You're welcome. Most likely the video will be out tonight. They won't, no, you can't live stream it, but they can record. There will be a media is allowed in there. They can record. It's a public court today. Media will be in there. They'll record. And then most likely when they get that after this proceeding closes, you'll see that get up on, Court TV, News Nation, probably be sometime this evening. Yeah, they just can't record live. There's no live camera today. And that's basically how we've been able to do this. Oh yeah, definitely mess it up on replay. They'll run 9 million ads. Yes, no live broadcasting. Thank you. That's what I thought. The morning hearing, they were not allowed to have any cameras or recording because there was a lot of information in there about the grand jury that could not be out in the public at this time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to heat some food up here in a minute. So I'm going to do this. If anybody has Brian Enton's Twitter feed going, can you please do this for me? I'm going to take about 3 minutes to heat some food up. Come back. I'm just going to turn my camera off and eat while we're doing this. If anybody sees a new tweet, can you just put it up in the chat so everybody can keep following along? Maybe one of my moderators. If not, maybe SJ Howard. Looks like you're on it. If you can just cut and paste that tweet in so people can see what's going on, I would appreciate it. I'm just going to step away for about 3 minutes, heat some food up. I'll be back. My camera will just be off, and we'll continue to talk through this. we'll stay with the court TV feed. It seems like they're able to update a little bit quicker. As much as I like Bryan, we'll just stay with this feed for now. I'll be right back, guys and ladies. I was just thinking of something that would be really, really cool that Elon Musk could do with Twitter to make it a better experience. When you are on a page like we are right now, when a new tweet comes in, that should just auto-populate. It should just auto-refresh as the tweet comes in. So you literally just have it stagnant on a page, and as the new tweet comes through, it should just auto-refresh for you. So Elon Musk, if you're listening, that's something that you need to add to Twitter. You need to add that to Twitter. I think it would be a boss option where you don't have to refresh the page. It just auto refreshes and auto populates. I'm not sure. Did it used to? I only really got on Twitter like, is there a setting for that? I don't know that. Literally, I just started really using Twitter this year when obviously when I started making my channel. But if anybody can figure out that setting for me, I'll definitely set it. All right, let's refresh here. Nothing new. I'm actively eating. That's why it's quiet. I just don't want to be chomping in everybody's ear, and I'm not going to obviously eat on camera. I'm hungry, so sorry. I'm human. I have to eat. But we'll stay here. I'm going to refresh this in a second. All right, 40 seconds ago, an update. Defense final argument for Idaho Supreme Court to set the rule for standard of proof, even though there is a statute that says otherwise. They can't do that. The court can tell the ID Supreme Court rule is unconstitutional. All right, we'll wait for an update here. Bam. Judge denies motion, says, I appreciate the argument, appreciate the journey back through the history. Oh, he just took another hit. He just took another hit at Ann Taylor. Judge just took another hit at Ann Taylor. Definitely took a hit. I appreciate the journey back through history. That is a slap. What it comes down to is that I'm constrained by what I believe is settled law. This is an issue you would have to bring with a higher court, ID Supreme Court. Look forward to getting this settled. Bam. Bam. He's tired of the BS. Bam. I appreciate the look back through history. He is done. He's tired of this. He wants this trial to move forward. Done. Bam. Bam. Done. Firecrackers. Boom. He is done. He's done with this. This is all shenanigans. It's all malarkey. It's all tomfoolery. It's over. We're done. We want this to move forward. Boom. Judge just slapped the defense. It's done. It's over. OVA. Over. Yes, now the nonsense stops. The gavel is on this. Yes. All right, I'm going to finish eating here. Boom. Win. We're all tired of it. We want this to go on. All right, hang on here. I'm just going to finish eating. Wow, the hearing is over. The hearing is over. Judge is done. The hearing is over. Hearing is over. So, to answer your question, do you think that the indictment will get dismissed today? 20% yes, 79% said no, 100 votes. Over. The hearing is over. He's done. Judge is sick of this. He wants this to move forward. Now we want a trial date set. That's what we want to see here. So if you're just coming in, you just get a quick recap. We had a hearing in the Bryan Kohberger case today to dismiss the indictment. Judge has ruled on that and said no, and kind of slapped Ann Taylor in the face with his response. I appreciate the history lesson. And he told her previous that this is the same rules the indictment has had for over 100 years. And remember, Ann Taylor, back in her argument, started quoting case law from 100 years ago. He is done. Judge wants this case to move forward. He believes that there is enough evidence to move forward and there's no wrongdoing in this. This will move forward. So now we wait. We'll wait to see when the live video is released. I'm going to set up my evening stream at around 8:15 p.m. tonight. I'm going to take a little bit of a break for a few hours and come back and we'll do our regular night show. Hopefully we have all of the video then that we can go over. I'm sure that there will be videos that come out as we come along, some material that we can grab onto and play. And I appreciate everybody hanging out for this live tweet session. It was a lot of fun to hang out this afternoon. I know it took a little while for everybody to get in there. I'm eating on stream. That's terrible. It's unprofessional. But I'm hungry. So let's do this. Let's pause for a little while. Don't run out of the room yet. I'm going to post the link for the stream tonight. There's the link. I'll see you all back here at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there is any major break in the case in Maine with Robert Card, I already have a stream set. I will come live immediately. And I will come back live and we'll jump on that right away. So everybody take a little bit of a break. I'll see you back tonight. I have some phone calls I have to make. I'm going to tell you, I have huge breaking news and something that I've been covering. I just can't share it right now. I'm going to work on that here in a couple of minutes and we'll go from there. So that's where we're at. We'll wait for video to come out tonight. We'll be able to watch through that. And if anything comes up major in the Robert Card case out in Maine, we will jump on that and have something ready. So everybody take care this afternoon. Take a couple hours off. I'll see you back here 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For my overseas, if you can't watch us tonight, I will. You can catch it on replay and definitely catch us at a later time. So everybody take care. Be safe. I'll talk to you soon.